Hello, I'm Chris Ozier, and we're going to talk about my local experiences growing up here in Gig Harbor and what has changed over the years as far as climate and the situation. Gig Harbor is located about 30 miles south of Seattle, and when I was a kid, we would get snow every once in a while. We would have some warm days during the summer, but many days were maybe not warm enough to go swimming. We used to go down to a local area to swim, but it wasn't always warm enough. But the population has blown up. So in Gig Harbor, like I was saying, the weather's nice during the summer. It's definitely rainy the rest of the year. Currently the nights are really, really nice and a lot of clear skies and great for pictures. But here's some snow from just a couple years ago. But again, like I was saying, that we didn't get snow every year. As a side note, when I was in Madrid a couple years back, they had the biggest snow that they've had in about 50 years. And so when people talk about global warming, that sometimes they seem to forget about just climate change in general, and some changes could possibly just be some areas are going to be colder or at different times colder than they normally are or normally were. So these are most of these are taken in Alcalá, near Madrid, where Mr. Cervantes here wrote Don Quixote. And so it was definitely a fun time, but not normal. So back in Washington, under the great Mount Rainier, we're having a really warm summer, and we've had last couple summers at least have been a lot warmer than normal. We're seeing 80s and 90s. Last year I know we broke 100, which doesn't happen hardly at all. Here is what's known as Dead Man's Island. I think it's officially Cuts Island. It's across the way from Kopachuk State Park. So kind of on a side note, Kopachuk has lost a lot of its funding, so you can no longer go camping there. You can go visit, but it's just not being upkept at the same level that it used to be, so that's a sad change. Fireworks, a lot of the people on the water like to show off and have better fireworks than the other person, so a lot of that's going into the water, which is too bad. I know people do get up and clean up afterwards, but with the population booming and adding a lot of the houses and cutting down trees, and it's been a lot different lately.